Jesus calms the storm. Have you ever had one of those days where everything seems fine, and then, suddenly, your whole world changes?
That's what happened one unforgettable evening on the Sea of Galilee.
Jesus had spent the entire day teaching crowds, pressing in from every side, voices calling out for help and healing. By evening, he was physically drained, his energy spent from pouring himself out for others. So he turned to his disciples and said, "Let's go to the other side of the lake." They climbed into a small, simple boat, nothing fancy, just wood, sails, and trust. The air was still, the water glassy, the sky painted with the soft glow of sunset. For a while, the journey felt peaceful. The disciples may have felt grateful for the quiet, perhaps reflecting on the miracles they'd witnessed, or the words that stirred their hearts. They trusted Jesus, and with him in the boat, what could possibly go wrong? But if you've ever been on the sea, you know storms can appear out of nowhere. Suddenly, darkness swallowed the sky. The wind howled and whipped through their hair. Waves rose up, higher and higher, slamming into the boat, sending icy spray over the sides. Water poured in, filling the boat faster than they could bail. Lightning tore the sky. Thunder boomed, so loud it rattled their bones. The disciples' stuff, experienced fishermen who'd weathered countless storms felt fear clawing at their hearts. This wasn't just bad weather. It was a force that threatened to take their lives. In that chaos, Jesus was asleep. Yes, asleep, his head resting on a cushion at the back of the boat. While the world seemed to unravel around them, he was utterly at peace. Desperation took over. The disciples, terrified and drenched, rushed to him, shouting above the storm, "Teacher, don't you care if we drown?" Their voices cracked with fear, frustration, and maybe even a hint of doubt. Why wasn't he doing anything? Jesus woke, calm and composed, not shaken by the storm or their panic. He saw their fear the way, their hands trembled, the wild look in their eyes, the hope and anxiety mingled together. He stood and faced the furious wind and crashing waves. Then, with a steady voice, he said 3 simple words. Peace. Be still. No elaborate prayers. No theatrics, just a quiet, commanding word from the one who made wind and sea. Instantly, the wind died down. The sea grew flat and silent. The storm was gone as quickly as it had come. In the sudden stillness, the disciples were left soaked to the bone, hearts pounding with adrenaline, minds racing to comprehend what they had just seen. In that moment, the disciples' fear turned to not just at his power over nature, but at the presence of someone who truly cared for them, who remained unshaken and compassionate even when their world spun out of control. Jesus looked at his friends and asked, "Why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith?" His words weren't harsh, but gentle, a loving reminder. I was here the whole time. I'm still in the boat. Even when you panic, I don't. Imagine what the disciples felt, then relief washing over them, wonder blooming in their hearts, a deepening realization that this man didn't just have authority over storms, but also loved them enough to stay by their side through every fear and crises. This isn't just a story about a boat on a stormy sea, it's about life. We all face unexpected storms. Diagnoses we never saw coming. Jobs lost without warning. Arguments that shake the foundations of our families. Storms that rattle our peace and make us question whether God even notices what we're going through. But the truth is, Jesus never promised a life without storms. He promised to be with us still in the boat, speaking peace into our chaos, meeting us in our fear. So when the wind picks up, when fear creeps in, when life feels beyond your control, remember, Jesus is still with you, still speaking peace, still calming storms within and around you. No matter how fierce the storm, faith reminds us that we are never alone. Jesus is always with us. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to Strive for Excellence for more inspiring stories from the Bible.